Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Mm.
Today, we're not just opening a book. We're really plunging into the start of a legendary journey. Forget what you think you know about epic heroes maybe for a second, because we're looking at the cosmic and the family drama. That sets the whole stage.
It's a really fascinating look, isn't it? At the opening act, it reveals all these layers of human and divine interaction that you sometimes gloss over, shakes the whole story.
Yeah, exactly. Our source for this is audiechi-1.pdf, the foundational text, really. And our mission today, uncover the crucial bits, the motivations underneath, and honestly, the surprisingly relatable struggles that kick off one of history's biggest stories. What's it tell us about, free will, God's interfering, and what happens when a father's just gone for so long? Okay, let's unpack this. So Odysseus, our hero, he's been gone ages after Troy, suffered incredibly, just trying to get home. But the thing that struck me immediately, right at the start, is that detail about his companions.
Yeah.
They aren't lost to some, grand unavoidable fate. The text says they were destroyed by their own wild recklessness.
Specifically eating the sun god's oxen, Helios's cattle. That kind of shifts the perspective on epic suffering right away, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. I mean, yes, Odysseus is the man of many ways, suffering hugely, but the text makes it so clear, emphatically clear, his crew's end. That was a direct result of their own, dumb actions, a choice. It wasn't just unavoidable tragedy.
Right.
So this initial point really flies attention you see throughout the whole epic. How much of our suffering, even when we're facing massive external challenges, is actually self-inflicted?
Meanwhile, Odysseus himself is stuck, held captive by this queenly nymph Calypso in her hollowed caverns. She wants him for a husband. And even though the gods decide it's time for him to go home, he's still not free. So if the gods are deciding, why is he still suffering?
Well, this is where you get the specific divine drama, the personalities involved. All the gods feel sorry for him, it says, except Poseidon, the god of the sea.
The earth encircler. Exactly. And what's fascinating is the personal nature of the grudge. Poseidon is relentlessly angry. Why? Because Odysseus blinded his son, the Cyclops Polyphemus.
Ah, the son of Thoosa, daughter of Phorcys. It's very specific.
Very specific. A really personal, vengeful reason for such a powerful god's anger to just keep going.
Okay, so while Poseidon's off having a feast with the far-off Ethiopians.
Convenient timing.
Right. The other Olympians gather in Zeus's halls, and Zeus, father of gods and men, he kicks things off with this almost human complaint. He's like, mortals always blame us gods for their problems, but it is they, rather, who by their own recklessness win sorrow beyond what is given. He uses Aegisthus as the example. Murdering Agamemnon when he got home, even though Hermes warned him not to, told him Orestes would get revenge. It almost sounds like Zeus is just tired of taking the heat.
It's such a crucial statement from Zeus. It basically sets out the worldview for the whole story. It's a clear principle. Yeah, gods might influence things, they might interfere, but humans often bring suffering on themselves through their choices. Free will matters.
Yeah.
Aegisthus knew, he was warned, but he did it anyway, recklessly. It really pushes back against this idea that everything is just pure fate.
So what does this divine chat mean for Odysseus then? Athenian gray-eyed goddess. She jumps to his defense.
He does, quickly.
She says, okay, Aegisthus got what was coming to him, sure. But then points out that wise Odysseus, unhappy man, is still suffering, stuck on that island with Calypso.
A sea-washed island.
Right. And she pushes Zeus, like, why are you so harsh with him? Especially since Odysseus was always pious, always made sacrifices.
Athene's acting almost like a defense lawyer here, arguing for fairness.
Yeah.
She highlights Odysseus's piety, contrasting it with Poseidon's personal vendetta. And Zeus responds, saying, look, I haven't forgotten Odysseus. He acknowledges his incredible mind, his sacrifices. But he repeats, it's only Poseidon holding the grudge. And then he emphasizes something important. Poseidon, all alone and against the will of the other mortal gods united, he can accomplish nothing.
Ah, okay.
So that raises this really interesting question, right? What are the limits on even a powerful god's will if the rest of the pantheon is united against him? Suggests a kind of cosmic check and balance.
And this is where the plan really starts to form. The gods decide to act.
Yep. Concrete steps.
Hermes, the messenger god, he gets sent to Calypso's island, Ogygia. Tell her. Release Odysseus.
And Athene
herself is going to Ithaca. Her mission, to stir up his son a little and put some confidence in him.
A two-pronged approach. Very strategic.
So Athena heads down to Ithaca, disguised, as Mentes, leader of the Taphians, an old family friend. And what does she find there? Just chaos. These arrogant suitors just living it up at Odysseus's expense.
Yeah, the description's vivid.
amusing their spirits with drafts games, slaughtering Odysseus's cattle, mixing wine. It's like a frat party gone wrong, trashing the place.
It really is a scene of total disrespect, domestic chaos. It shows the vacuum Odysseus left behind.
Yeah.
The suitors aren't just being bad guests. They are actively consuming his substance, draining the household wealth, destroying it from within.
And Telemachus, Odysseus' son, he's there among them, his heart deep grieving within him. Just picturing his dad coming back and scattering these guys.
Poor kid.
But he's clearly embarrassed by them. He sees Mentes at the door and rushes him inside because he's scandalized that a guest should still be standing at the doors. What does that tell you about him, even though he seems so weak right now?
It shows his core decency, doesn't it? He still respects Xenia, the guest host relationship, which is a huge contrast to the suitors.
Definitely.
He's fundamentally a good kid, just overwhelmed, powerless. And when he explains things to Mentes, he's so vulnerable. He says he doesn't even really know if Odysseus is his father. Yeah. Wishes he'd been born to someone who died peacefully at home. And then that line, nobody really knows his own father. It's so poignant, almost modern feeling.
Yeah, it really grounds him.
It does. It makes his later transformation even more powerful.
So Mentes reassures him, about his lineage. Says, the gods have not made yours a birth that will go nameless hereafter, since Penelope bore such a son as you are.
Bit of a confidence boost.
And then the divine guidance kicks in properly. Athene, as Mentes, tells him, call an assembly, confront the suitors publicly, tell your mom, Penelope, if she wants to remarry, fine, go back to her father's house.
Yeah.
Let them arrange it.
Setting boundaries.
But then comes the really big step, the transformative one.
Yes. This is the turning point for Telemachus' own story arc. Athena advises him, get a ship ready, 20 oars, sail to Pylos, question old Nestor, the wise one,
Right.
then go to Sparta, see Menelaus, fair-haired Menelaus who got back last from Troy. It's a concrete mission, a quest for information about his father. He has to actually do something, go somewhere.
And the stakes she lays out are incredibly high. If you hear your father's alive.
Still hold out for another year.
Right. But if you hear he's dead,
Yeah.
then you come back, build the tomb, do the rituals, marry off your mother.
And then
This is the direct command. It's powerful. Kill the suitors who are in your household by treachery or open attack.
whoa.
Yeah. And she adds, you should not go on clinging to your childhood. You are no longer of an age to do that. She even points to Orestes, Agamemnon's son, his glory in getting revenge as the model.
It's basically a divine kick in the pants. Grow up. Become a man. Avenge your house.
Athene then leaves, just vanishes, like a bird soaring high in the air.
Leaving Telemachus changed.
Totally. He's left with new determination and courage, and he realizes, wow, that was a god, a goddess. He's not the same grieving boy anymore, and he acts on it immediately.
Yeah, the transformation is instant, isn't it? And powerful. His first real assertive move is towards his own mother, Penelope.
Yeah, tell us about that.
She comes down from her room. She's upset because the bard, Phemios, is singing about the Achaeans' bitter homecoming from Troy. And she asks him to stop. It reminds her too much of Odysseus. It hurts too much.
And Telemachus, with his newfound spine, he strongly rebukes her.
He does.
Tells her, basically, Mom, it's not the singer's fault. It's Zeus who deals out suffering. Deal with it. Then tells her, go back upstairs. Tend to your work, the loom, the distaff. Let your maids work. Because, and this is the line, the men must see to discussion, all men, but I most of all. For mine is the power in this household. Penelope is stunned. Amazement in her heart, and she goes back upstairs.
That's a huge moment.
Huge. Asserting himself against his mother like that, it's a massive shift.
It absolutely is. He's claiming his place, the authority Athena just sparked in him. He's stepping into that role of man of the house that he felt was so empty before. It's a major psychological step.
And then he takes that new authority and turns it right on the suitors.
Doesn't waste any time.
Demands they leave his house. Go feast somewhere else. And he makes this promise or threat. If you keep wasting my livelihood, I will cry out to the gods everlasting in the hope that Zeus might somehow grant a reversal of fortunes. Then you may perish in this house with no payment given. Suitors are just stunned. Amazement again.
That public challenge, that's him directly following Athene's advice. It's incredibly brave for a boy who felt so helpless just like an hour before.
Yeah.
And Antinos, one of the main suitors, he immediately fires back with sarcasm, right? Like, oh, hope Zeus doesn't make you king.
Right. And Eurymachus, another leader, tries to deflect, asking about the stranger, about Mentes.
Trying to figure out who put this new backbone in him.
But Telemachus, He sticks to the cover story mentees gave him, deflects their questions, says he's just a family friend, and crucially, he dismisses any hope of his father coming back or any prophecies, puts on a brave face.
Smart move, keeping his cards close.
Then he goes off to bed, his heart full of problems, but thinking hard about the journey Athene told him to take.
The seed is planted. The quest has begun, internally at least.
So you see this first deep dive into the Odyssey. It's not just about a hero stuck on an island somewhere.
Not at all.
It's this really complex web of, divine anger, human screw-ups, a son having to grow up fast, and these quiet but really powerful moments that kickstart the whole epic quest. It shows us that even when things look totally hopeless, there can be a spark. Sometimes it's divine, like Athene. Sometimes it's just finding something inside yourself.
Yeah.
But it sets you on a new path.
Yeah, and this first book really positions human agency, our choices, our recklessness, but also our courage, as incredibly powerful, maybe just as powerful as the gods' big plans. It's the combination, isn't it? The gods intervene strategically, but Telemachus has to decide to act. That's what turns this static, miserable situation into a dynamic story about growth and eventually, yes, vengeance.
What's really fascinating, I think, is how much of Telemachus' agency, his stepping up, is sparked by this external divine push.
Yeah.
But he still has to make the choice. He has to choose to act, to leave his childhood behind. And maybe that leaves us with a thought, for all of us listening. How often do our own big transformations start not with some grand plan we made, but with maybe a sudden, unexpected nudge? Or just a small piece of advice from someone that challenges us to step out of our comfort zone, whatever that is, and into our own power. And how do we even recognize those moments when they happen?